Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. And so I guess this is the moment, the final crash and burn in the New York hush money case. The long-awaited moment finally happened. Alvin Bragg's key witness, his star witness, known perjurer and convicted felon, Donald Trump's former attorney Michael Cohen, takes the stand. This was supposed to be the moment that sealed the deal, sealed Donald Trump's fate, proving that Donald Trump acted criminally, but pretty much as expected, the exact opposite happened. Michael Cohen's testimony, just like Stormy Daniels' testimony, was a complete, unmitigated disaster for the prosecution. There are now more holes in this case than there were prior, and that's saying a whole lot. We also learned today that Michael Cohen was secretly recording Donald Trump during their discussions, which adds a whole new complicated element to this case. TLDR, the prosecution is probably in complete panic mode. The case is backfiring. Let me show you guys exactly what's going on. We've got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. All right, folks, so let's really focus on this secret recording. I'll start off with a little bit of backstory here. During Michael Cohen's testimony today in the hush money case, several developments negatively impacted the prosecution's case. One moment was the release of a secret recording from back in 2016, in which Donald Trump and Michael Cohen are heard discussing payments to silence Karen McDougal, who of course we know is the former Playboy model that was essentially trying to do the same thing as Stormy Daniels. And in this recording, Michael Cohen tells Donald Trump that he needs to open up a company for the transfer of all that info regarding our friend David, referring to David Pecker of the National Enquirer. Trump is then heard asking, "So what do we got to pay for this? $150?" suggesting the payment amount. And Trump also suggests paying in cash, which Cohen then rejects and insists on handling the issue himself. Take a look.
He was recording him. We have that recording. Let's listen together.
Correct. So I'm all over that. And I spoke to Alan about it when it comes time for the financing, which will be...
Listen, what financing?
We'll have to pay you. So
Don't pay the cash.
No. I got...
Andrew, that little bit that we just heard, we don't have everything that was said in court, but as we get...
You know, some copium-inhaling leftoids, initially upon the release of this secret recording, were celebrating the release of this audio file as a grand victory for the prosecution. But that isn't the case at all. What does this audio tape prove? Well, it proves that Michael Cohen did a couple things. Firstly, he secretly recorded his client during a privileged conversation, and secondly, it proves that he was steering the entire thing. This recording proves that Donald Trump didn't really know what was going on, and that he was simply relying on his counsel. Therefore, one can come to the conclusion that if anything was done illegally, it was done by Michael Cohen and not Donald Trump. He was acting as a legal advisor to Donald Trump and as a, quote, fixer, which kind of puts a hole in the case that supposedly Donald Trump engaged in this criminal conspiracy to falsify the records and commit this campaign financing violation. In other words, my view is that the entire premise, the entire accusation of Alvin Bragg's case, well, it fell apart today thanks to this recording. And obviously, Michael Cohen simply cannot be trusted. Who's going to trust this guy? Michael Cohen's history is pretty clear. Alvin Bragg's entire case depends on the witness's credibility, Michael Cohen's credibility. That's the major crucial factor here. But his history includes criminal conviction, multiple criminal convictions. Cohen has been convicted of tax evasion, bank fraud, and campaign finance violations, which obviously tarnish his credibility and reliability. He's now multiple times admitted to lying. Cohen admitted that he lied to Congress about Donald Trump, or rather the Trump Tower project in Moscow, which further undermines his trustworthiness. He's also clearly bitter, vengeful, and hateful, which could question his motives for testifying in the first place. The defense is arguing that Cohen might have ulterior motives, such as seeking revenge against Donald Trump or trying to reduce his own legal troubles by cooperating with prosecutors. He's obviously partisan, and he's obviously financially benefiting and possibly legally benefiting for not only testifying against Donald Trump, but just engaging in this anti-Trump media circus that his career seems to depend on these days, you know, stuff like this.
You can't imagine the things that he's going to do, how far he's going to press the line. If you think Vladimir Putin, Russia entering Ukraine is, for a land grab, well, what do you think Donald is going to do if he becomes a dictator? Mexico, Canada, whatever our bordering countries are. So, Ali, when you said that you're running to Canada, you know, half my family lives in Toronto. I can only tell you, we can't go to Canada because eventually Canada will become annexed to America. And I know people say, stop it, Michael. It's all hyperbole. No, it's not.
He won't be a dictator on day 2. He will be a king. He will make himself into the Führer, and he will make everybody raise their hand and salute him, you know, Heil Hitler, because that's what he is. That's what he's going to shut down this station. He wants to jail your president and CEO. He wants to execute Joint Chief of Staff Mark Milley. He wants to execute Mike Pence. I mean, he's got a hit list of people. He wants to throw everyone into Gitmo. I mean, it's hard to imagine that we're even having this conversation.
Michael Cohen has a credibility issue, and then on top of that now, the implications of secretly recording your client, not exactly a good look. New York State is a one-party consent state. My perception of the law is that Michael Cohen didn't necessarily do anything illegal, but he certainly did something significantly unethical. The American Bar Association has rules for professional conduct. Yeah, no surprise, secretly recording your client during privileged conversations could possibly be viewed as a disbarrable offense. Now, I'm pretty sure Michael Cohen has already been disbarred, but we're talking about perception here, how the jury is going to view him as a witness, whether he's credible or not. He clearly violated attorney-client privilege, acted totally unethically by secretly recording his client, and so of course that, on top of his bias, his personal interests, his felonious history, and his history of lying to Congress and lying to the public, you know, the whole picture, not exactly a good look. Even CNN isn't exactly buying it.
But I've never seen a witness who's lied to Congress, who's lied in court, who's lied to the IRS, who's lied to the Southern District of New York, who lied to his banker. The entire prosecution witness team has been lied to by Michael Cohen.
A complete unmitigated disaster. There were multiple inconsistencies in his testimony and Stormy Daniels' testimony, more questions about his credibility, and on top of all of it, of course, more questions relating to Michael Cohen's motives. We're now learning in the midst of all of this, in the midst of this high-profile case, Michael Cohen is pitching a new reality TV show while simultaneously promoting his podcasts and written books, a new TV show called The Fixer.
We just got a new court sketch of Michael Cohen on the stand as he testifies in New York City right now. Cohen is the prosecution's star witness, and it appears he's trying to cash in on it. And he's reportedly been, wait for it, shopping around a reality show called The Fixer. The New York Post exclusively obtained this trailer.
My name is Michael Cohen, and for years, I was the personal lawyer for a notoriously bad man.
Michael Cohen.
Michael Cohen. Michael Cohen.
Trump lawyer and fixer Michael Cohen.
I fixed his problems, both professional and personal, gaining power, wealth, and notoriety for myself in the process, and I paid the price for it.
President Trump's longtime personal lawyer, Michael Cohen, is going to jail.
Michael Cohen left his apartment and then headed to federal prison. The judge has just sentenced Michael Cohen to 36 months. Since then, I've been on a journey of redemption, working to set things right.
You got out for
family,
COVID.
my friends, my country, speaking truth to power and calling it like I see it. In my books, Disloyal and Revenge, and on my podcast, Mea Culpa. But now I'm paying it forward, wielding the tools that I've learned for regular people in trouble. The little guy doesn't usually have access to people with my particular set of skills, but that's all about to change. I'll work with you, offering expertise, advice, and solutions to fix your problem. Together, we'll change your life. I am your fixer.
We reached out to Michael Cohen's team for comment on this reported show pitch. We have not yet received a response.
So funny.
A complete, unmitigated disaster for the prosecution. There's no way that the entire jury pool is going to perceive this guy as a credible witness. In a fair and just world, which of course New York City is not, I just can't see it happening. But of course we'll have to see exactly what happens. But as for now, not exactly looking good for Soros DA Alvin Bragg. So that's what I got for you guys on this one. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.